Imagine two farmers standing before a village council. One claims the other stole his harvest. The accused swears he's innocent. There is no paper trail, no forensics, and no witnesses. How do you find the truth when a case relies on one person's word against another? In early agrarian societies, trust was the currency that kept the community from collapsing. If a thief successfully lies to the council and walks free, that baseline trust shatters. The community fractures into factions, and survival itself becomes precarious. These communities needed a mechanism to bypass human deception. They required a court so intimidating that the psychological weight of lying would become unbearable, forcing a confession before a false oath could even be spoken. You can still observe a version of this ancient solution at work today in the South Indian city of Madurai. Just outside the city lies the Alagar Temple. Its interior is a place of quiet reverence, but to reach that sacred space, you must first pass through a strict spiritual checkpoint at the entrance. This is the domain of Pathinettampadi Karuppasamy. He is the guardian of the temple, operating on a single uncompromising rule: you tell the absolute truth, or you face immediate retribution. Karuppasamy functions as an engineered social technology, a psychological deterrent designed to enforce honesty and protect community trust. Karuppasamy is a fierce, active warrior, often shown with a drawn weapon, prepared to enforce the law by physical force. His courtroom is a specific physical space called the Pathinettampadi, which translates to the 18 steps. These stone steps serve as a literal and metaphysical boundary, separating deception from sacred truth. When a dispute cannot be solved by human judges, the two parties are brought here. They must physically stand on these 18 steps, face the deity, and publicly swear their claims are true. The entire procedure is powered by a single cultural belief: Poi sonna, Karuppu palivangidam. If you lie, Karuppu will take revenge. The perceived certainty of that revenge generates overwhelming pressure. The cultural conditioning is so deep that disputants will often break down and confess the truth before their foot even touches the first step, paralyzed by the fear of divine punishment. The 18 steps act as an ancient equivalent of a polygraph test, but instead of measuring heart rate and sweat with sensors, it relies on the power of human fear to extract the truth. Recently, there have been efforts to record and digitize the oral histories of these regional deities to preserve them online. When modern auto-captioning algorithms attempt to process the Tamil chants and stories of Karuppasamy, the systems often stumble. Lacking the specific dialect data to interpret the sounds, the AI frequently outputs a stream of repetitive, nonsensical errors: foreign, thank you, and come back. This technical glitch creates a visual representation of a system overwhelmed by information it wasn't designed to parse. This failure highlights a divide. While digital systems struggle to categorize the cultural nuance of these legends, the underlying mechanism of the 18 steps requires no data processing. It speaks directly to a universal sense of accountability. In this space, justice relies on the clarity of consequence rather than the complexity of a shared digital language. Today, we resolve our disputes differently. We rely on digital paper trails, DNA sequencing, and complex appellate courts to find the truth. Yet, despite these technological advancements, the reverence for the 18 steps remains active today. The psychological grip of the guardian hasn't loosened. That persistence points to a deep-seated human desire. We want to believe that when human laws fail and a lie slips through the cracks of the justice system, an inescapable force will eventually balance the scales. Karuppasamy operates as an unyielding mirror, reflecting the internal state of our own morality. Imagine yourself stripped of your lawyers, your digital receipts, and your modern defenses. Imagine standing alone at the threshold of those stone steps. If you had to look up at the guardian of Madurai today to swear your innocence, would your conscience survive the test of the truth?